Good morning, members of the Senate, State Affairs Committee. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak with you. My name is Amie Ichikawa. I'm an ambassador for independent women and the founder of Woman to Woman. This is a support group for incarcerated women in California and throughout the nation, and I want to urge you to please support Senate Bill 7. I served nearly 5 years in the Central California Women's Facility, which at the time was the largest women's prison in the country. During that time, I personally experienced how vital it is to have single-sex spaces for the safety, privacy, and rehabilitation for incarcerated women. When California passed Senate Bill 132, the so-called Transgender Respect Agency and Dignity Act, in 2020, it allowed any inmate who is trans-identified to transfer into the prison of their said or selected gender identity, at which point a lot of trans-identified male inmates started to transfer into women's facilities. This is without undergoing any kind of gender-affirming health care. You don't have to have a reassignment surgery or be receiving hormone replacement therapy. So at that point, I started to receive a lot of emails, phone calls, regular mail from women I had never even met before. These women were crying out for help, and their whole world has been turned upside down. Women in prison already live in conditions where privacy is almost non-existent. Now they're being forced to share small, overcrowded spaces with men, including those with violent criminal histories, with no intention of transitioning. These are not hypothetical concerns. I'm in contact with women from California to New York, and this is really happening. I personally know of a person who was isolated in men's prison for assaulting other men, who was put directly in women's general population in a cell with 7 other women. Senate Bill 7 would preserve the legal existence of women as distinct from men. This bill provides legal protection to defend women's single-sex spaces, such as locker rooms, rape crisis centers, dormitories, and prisons, which are critical for the dignity and well-being of women, especially those in vulnerable settings like prisons and shelters. Recent action on the federal level safeguarding women's rights is encouraging, but it's not enough to ensure the rights of women and girls in Texas are upheld. The Texas legislature must pass SB 7 to ensure these rights are fully safeguarded. We all want to ensure the rights of all are protected, but when men invade women's spaces like prisons, women are disproportionately harmed and their rights are discarded in the name of inclusion. You can be both for equality and single-sex spaces. Similar legislation has received bipartisan support across the United States. Recent polling has shown that 91% of Americans agree when it comes to prisons, there are important reasons to separate the sexes. This issue is deeply personal for me. I know what it's like to live in a cell where privacy is a luxury and safety is a constant concern. I know the fear of being unable to escape, of not being listened to when you ask for help, and I also know the importance of standing up for those who cannot stand up for themselves. I urge the committee to please pass SB 7 to protect women's rights and help restore fairness, safety, and dignity to spaces where women are most vulnerable. Thank you.